You know what I'm saying? Other big news we had in the music industry as well is Chris Brown, right?
Right.
Everybody's attacking Chris Brown. Well, not everybody, but a lot of women out there. You know,
a lot of women that it doesn't pertain to.
A lot of women that it
and
doesn't
that's not. I have not seen, and I'm just saying what I'm saying, and I'm not saying that Chris Brown is right. I'm just saying a lot of the women aren't the one that fit.
Let's actually say what he said first,
okay,
before we even get into that. So the thing is, Chris Brown dropped his album Indigo, and on one of the songs he said that he only fuck with black bitches with nice hair.
Right.
That was the comment. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of women are getting out there saying, like, you know, it's offensive because you only like a certain type of black women, or you're shaming black women who don't have a certain type of hair and things of that nature. But it comes down to, like, if that, for me, it's like, if that's his preference, how is he shaming? So if he's saying I only fuck with these type of chicks, that's his preference. You know what I'm saying? So where do you draw the line between somebody stating their preference and you shaming somebody? You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Like I said, I think that everybody, I feel like this. If I would come out and be like, he bogus as hell, they'd be like, well, bitch, he talking about somebody like you. You get what I'm saying? But I still think this is I think it is a preference. I'm going to say that. I think it is a preference. It's just like if I say, I'm only fucking with niggas over 6 feet. Right. I'm only fucking with niggas over 6 feet. I ain't got nothing against anybody under 6 feet. I just don't want you. You know what I'm saying? You could be fine. You could have all your shit going on. That's just my preference. I think the way he worded the preference, like black bitches, I think that was strong.
And that's kind of was a point that I was gonna make, is that nobody had a problem with him saying black bitches. He could call y'all black bitches. He just can't say y'all hair ain't nice.
Right. When he said black bitches, I was like, and they was like, they talking about the hair. I'm talking about the bitches. Like,
but we not gonna act like, you know, that's not a common part of rap culture, or, you know.
But this is the thing. It's different if you be like bitches. You know what I'm saying? For you to put black bitches, like, we just black bitches to you. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's strong. Like, I think it's different. Like, man, fuck these niggas.
Well, you talking about white niggas? You talking about black niggas?
Yeah. Like, I feel like, no.
And when niggas say bitches, they talking about black girls, like, all the time.
You think? I don't think people, when they say bitches.
How many niggas really dating outside their race that you see?
No, I'm saying bitches. People use bitches all the time. White people use the word bitches, and they talk about they bitches.
Nah, that's not what I'm speaking on. I'm speaking on rap culture. So when you hear rappers on song talking about call over some bitches, and now they're talking about black women.
They could talk, but they could be talking about foreign bitches.
They could be, but they're talking about black women.
No,
90%
you can't
of the
say they
time,
could be and say that it is.
In a sense, I feel both of y'all.
I feel like you can't say they could be, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? It's a possibility. They talking about anybody. They talking about hoes. In my eyes, they talking about hoes. And when I feel like when it comes to rap culture, when you say like black bitches, I don't think it's anything, you know, positive. But I feel like if you gonna have a problem with anything, it ain't talking about. It should have been the bitches.
I agree with that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree
like,
with that.
I fuck with black bitches with good hair. Now I fuck with black women. And not to say I'm gonna say this. I know it's catchier. You get what I'm saying? And I hate to say more empowering damn near. Like, I fuck with all the bitches. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like we missed what we really should be mad about. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the good hair, no matter what it is, I think what he think is good hair. Let me tell you this: it's people that have what we think is good hair and don't do it. And I would never say, oh, they got good hair. They got it and they don't do it. It's women that may have 4C hair, 4B hair, and shit be laid. That's good hair to me. If you can take care of your shit, that's good ass hair. Keep your hair done, bitch. If we getting on that. But I mean, we can't be so sensitive sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's what he like, that's what he like. If y'all ain't got no problem, little bitches ain't little booty bitches ain't be like, man, you only fuck with bitches that got big booties. Right. Like, if you that shit, bitch, walk around like you that shit.
I mean, for me, it's kind of like this though. Like, I know I don't want to play the semantics game, but he didn't say good hair. He said nice hair. I know somebody be like, what's the difference? Like, nice hair, good hair. And I think when we talk about that good hair, like in the black culture, when we say good hair, we know what good hair is. Like that. actual quote good hair. We know what you know what you leaning towards when you talk about that. But when he say nice hair, you can have some nice ass dreads. You can have some nice ass whatever. You can have a nice fade. Like your shit could just be done. Like your hair look nice. Mm-hmm. So even though nice hair, good hair, you could kind of say he meant the same thing. To me, I like because he said nice hair. I kind of feel like he could have been talking about anybody that got nice looking hair. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying too. Yeah.
Yeah, and then go ahead.
In my perspective, I feel like, okay, so you have sensitivity as far as like Instagram. You got the Me Too movement. You also have individuals who, when they see any black artist or any black man, they bash them. I feel like it was one of those situations, number one. Number two, black bitches with good hair. I feel like good hair, in my opinion, is coiled hair, coarse hair, like hair that's thick as hell that sticks to your scalp. Anything that's thin, if anything from sunburn, sun damage, or anything as far as like not moisturizing, it falls out because it's thin ass strands and it's pointed down. So if it leaves the scalp, it drops. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So everybody has their own interpretation of what hair is, like she said prior to. And I just feel like
that's that real pro-black shit he talking. That's the real pro-black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then thirdly, it's like real ass bitch, give a fuck about like y'all call y'all selves that. Mm-hmm. So y'all have to take accountability, like y'all have to take like that perspective and look at like how it's being used. Like Chris Brown is an artist. Right. He's been making music for us since 2008, 9. I mean, like before that shit, like 2006. I think I was in like 8th grade or some shit. Like that's when the Chris Brown album came out. So 2006, I would say. And it's like shit, like man, like he an artist. Like it ain't no different from like us singing Moneybag Yo or, you know what I'm saying, or another motherfucker singing anything like the Alphabet Bitches song. For example, like if you say it out your mouth, like you have to understand that you taking that in perspective. Like, you know what I'm saying, like even calling your girl one, or like not even like a man calling his girl one, but I'm saying like women calling each other that. Like y'all got to understand it's a whole,
so
like it's a perspective in a sense. Like
I'm sorry. And I just have to interject because I feel like we talking about how we talk to each other. But I will say this. Oprah sat down with Jay-Z, I don't know if you remember this, and she said, well, why would you use the word nigga if it's so negative? Right. And he was saying, like, we've turned, black people have the power to do this all the time. We turn a negative into a positive. With women, it's different. And I think just like if I be like, you a punk. Look,
I was
be
gonna
like,
get into that though.
And like, man, you a punk, you a clown. But if I'm talking to you a different end, be like, man, you a motherfucking punk, you a motherfucking clown. Right. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that we can play around those words, but when it comes to bitches, it's like it's all up in the air. Like we can't. Like I think that it depends on
the context.
Who's saying it, right? The context, who's saying it. I think if I say I talk to my friends like, man, bitch, bye. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So could a nigga jokingly say bitch in the same tone that you say bitch and it's cool?
Of course not.
No.
Exactly. So exactly.
But it's just like this. Okay, so would you let a woman call you a bitch?
No.
But have your friends ever called you a bitch?
I don't let my friends call me a bitch either.
Yeah, I ain't folding.
But do you understand? I think it's a different dynamic. Just like, okay, for example.
I don't think it's a different dynamic.
Do. Let me tell you why. I have the same relationship with niece and nephew. My nephew's 18. My niece is 6. Or, no, she's 8. Sorry. She's 8. They're both my niece and nephew. However, it's a different dynamic between the two of us. So my 18-year-old nephew, of course, can call me by my first name. My niece better not ever call me by my first name. Right. You get what I'm saying? Because it's a different type of relationship and a different dynamic. Right. I think just like I feel like, and it's so crazy. I had a conversation with one of my friends, and he and what he was saying was he doesn't agree with what I'm saying basically now. And he was saying because you want to create a boundary and you want to create a line and you don't want anyone to cross that because you don't want anyone to be thinking like you said, it's okay for a man to call me a bitch and it's okay for one of my friends to call me a bitch. This is the thing about it. I think the relationship that we have, I've known it's always, it'll be different. Like you ever see like a man be like, okay, like he'll talk to one of your guys and be like, yeah, that's my bitch. You know what I'm saying? But for you to, what would be like, in a relationship so close and so intimate, what would be the need for How would you call me a bitch? Besides, oh, that's my bitch. Well, just give me an example.
I'm saying the same friendly way, the same way where we was in the shop before
and when TJ
the event, and TJ asked you, "Can he call you a bitch?" That's the same way.
Yeah,
like,
or I'm on some hot shit hitting it from the back, and I slap your ass and say, "This is my bitch. You my bitch."
Well, I mean, like, I think she cool with that. She okay with that. But I think the thing in question is,
I think I'll be good on that one. Let's keep going.
Right. Yeah, you cool with that. But I think the thing in question is just any way outside of that. But I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I kind of agree and disagree with both y'all to a certain extent. As far as what you were saying, like, women say it to each other, so kind of keeping the same energy when it's said by somebody else. Like, that's just I feel like in inner circles, you have certain ways you talk to people in a certain inner circle. We call each other nigga. A white motherfucker can't come say that and say, "Oh, just because y'all say it, I'ma say it." If I'm mad at my mama and I be like, "Man, this bitch," ooh, you be like, "Yeah, that bitch." Hold on, bro. That's my mama. Like, that's my mama, bro. Like, you gotta chill the fuck out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, so just
I ain't gonna call my mama no bitch.
No,
I damn near won't do it just because I don't want you to think you can do it. Because the moment you cross that line, I'm gonna have to beat your ass.
Straight.
Whatever the case may be, like, whoever you calling a bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like, your mama, your baby mama, whoever you call, it's certain things that's for us, and there's certain things that's like, it's certain circles, like I say inclusion is a hell of a drug. Everybody want to be a part of everything, and it just can't go that way. You know what I'm saying? So some things is exclusive, and you got to hold close. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to the actual, Chris Brown, the shaming versus, where do we draw the line between shaming and preference? Because Lil Duval made a good point. Like, I never heard no outrage about women saying, "I don't fuck with short niggas." You know what I'm saying? I never heard nobody call that body shaming, or a girl saying nigga got a little dick. I never heard nobody saying that that's body shaming. You know what I'm saying? Like, so Lil Duval was speaking on that, but when a woman say he don't want to fuck, when a man say he don't want to fuck with a big girl or a girl with a certain texture of hair, then it's like outrage. You know what I mean?
And like I said, I totally agree. Like, I that's his preference. Like I said, nobody better ever tell me that's what I like. Just like if I say I only want to fuck with a black man, I wish a white man would tell me that.
You tweak.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who the fuck is you? This is what I want to do. If I want to wear my hair straight, don't tell me I'm not natural, or I put this in my head. That's because I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? I want to do this shit, and I can do whatever the fuck I want to do because it's my prerogative. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? The only thing I had a problem was I was like, damn, we couldn't be nothing but we had to be some bitches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, let that man do what he want to do, y'all. This is the thing, and it's so crazy. And I say this all the time, and I told somebody this the other day. We had a conversation about this, 4th of July. They want to get on Chris Brown, but they don't be on R. Kelly like that. You know what I'm saying? Something really wrong with
you talking about the particular individual?
Yeah, like, I feel like that's little shit that he said. You know what I'm saying? Right. But with black people, they just want to find something to to talk about.
Outrage.
You mad about what the fuck is you mad for?
Yeah, let me get these likes real quick and tweet about Chris Brown. Let me go viral real quick after this conversation.
That's true.
But shaming versus preference. Where do you draw the line at? Like, how do we differentiate the two?
I just feel like the only way you can shame somebody is if it's just like dead out flat wrong. Like, I don't feel like he's an artist. I feel like what he said is what he said. Like, and it is what it is. There's many ways it can be broken down, just like the Bible. I might read a verse, you might read a verse, but it's two different interpretations. You get what I'm saying? Or somebody might say it's a different meaning to it. But I feel like the only way you can shame somebody if it's dead ass wrong, like if he hasn't had a chance to explain himself, which he doesn't have to, artists don't have to. Right. It's for entertainment for the most part.
And it's their art. So why would you have to, that's something.
Why are you bashing my art? So I feel like that's the line that needs to be drawn. Like, if it's some like outrageous, reckless, off the wall shit, then it's a difference. That's not off the wall. That's just art. It's a creation. Like, and then as far as the preference, that's his preference. But we also have to take an accountability as far as preference too. Our women is our women. And we can't like bash them or shame them, but our women are also damaged. So anytime you have a group of women that have, or a group of people that are pro anything, they are all for that, bro. Like, they have similar situations where they can look and say, oh, I go through that too. So the Me Too movement, or the aspect of niggas ain't shit, you know, that's something that they all have in common. They talk to certain men and they've been through certain shit. And I feel like that's where the line needs to be drawn. You need to heal. You need to understand that everybody's not against you. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's the agenda, like to bash anyone that says anything. You know what I'm saying? Like our culture, our generation, like that's just what it's about, to make everybody feel like their opinion count. That's what the internet is for, but it really doesn't. It's just controversy.
Absolutely. So for me, I would say it's all about positive speech. It's all in the speech. Like the intentions are the exact same. You know, is this glass half full or is it half empty? The half empty, that's some negative shit to say. Half full, positive, whatever. You know, when I'm at work, we practice positive speech. So instead of me evaluating you and saying these are your weaknesses, I'm gonna say these are your opportunities. Right. You know what I'm saying? Opportunity, saying that this is something that you can. This is an opportunity for you to do better versus saying like you're not good at this. Right. It's completely different. So him saying I only fuck with black bitches with nice hair is a preference. If he would have said I don't fuck with black bitches with nappy hair, that's shaming. You get what I'm saying?
My man.
Like, he's saying the same thing, but it's how he said it. And he said what he does. Like, he never mentioned anybody who he didn't. And I feel like you can't have an issue with that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna go out and say, even if he said he don't fuck with black bitches with nappy hair, I think this the thing. Just because your hair is good, I'll say, and everybody come up to me, oh, you got butters, oh, you got good hair. My shit can get nappy though. If I'm walking around with my hair nappy, I think when I look at shaming, I'm thinking more of, okay, like, say if I say, I don't fuck with dark skinned bitches because they ugly.
Right.
I think that's not true. Also, you get what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a shaming because every dark skinned woman not ugly. I think dark skin the most beautiful skin color ever, the most beautiful people ever. But that's my preference as well. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. Right. But I think in that moment, I feel like that, to me, that's shaming because it's making it seem like because this is what you think, this is true. You get what I'm saying? And it's like that's not true. And that's lame as fuck. And that, to me, that's when it comes out. You know, everybody's like, you have self-hatred and blah, 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 blah. I think that's when I feel like, okay, now you shaming us now. You know what I'm saying? Because one is not all the way true. Can motherfuckers have nappy hair? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, just because you can have any type of hair. White people can get their hair nappy. Your shit ain't combed. Comb your shit out, and you'll be good. You know what I'm saying? I think, and that's just my opinion though.
Right.
And I also think, like I said, it's just like when I feel like when it's too stereotypical, that's when I feel like it's shaming because I feel like you think that that's true and you pushing that to everybody else. I feel like that's shaming. But when things are necessarily can be true, I don't know if I would necessarily say that's shaming. I think that might be harsh. I think that's something that was harsh to say, and it didn't have to be said. Like you said, we can say things in more of a positive light. But I feel like when you get to saying shit like only light skinned girls is pretty, like I think that's
that's a whole nother level. I think that's shaming level 2. That's flagrant fraud.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I think that's shaming because one, it's not true, and two, every dark skinned or somebody that ain't that don't mean they ain't pretty. You get what I'm saying? That's what I feel like is shaming. But I mean, like I said, I didn't take that personal. And the reason why I probably didn't take it personal is because I could fall under the ones that has good hair. And that's why a lot of times I don't speak on shit like that because
ain't nobody trying to hear you talk about
exactly.
that shit.
You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Not from you. All right, so another thing with me is, you know, when we talk about shaming and things like that, is like we in a atmosphere, everybody's so sensitive that everybody feel like they gotta be positive about every single thing and almost gotta agree with every single thing. You say something negative about any big group of people, it's gonna be a motherfucking problem. So, you know, I always look at people as hypocrites when they push health and also pushing, you know, health and self-love can be very tricky to push together because we might push self-love as, like we love all body images. You know, no matter what your body image is, you know, we love all body images. Mm-hmm. So if you big, if you real big, it's fine. You can't push that and health at the same time. You can't push obesity and health at the same time. But people do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Now, you could push self-love in a way where, okay, you should love yourself enough to, lose a little bit of weight, things like that. But you cannot push obesity and health together. But people do it all the time because even though I'm pushing health, I know people are so sensitive, I can't say nothing about a big person. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that we got to draw the line on as well. You know what I'm saying? And just being able to, it's almost like you can't tell the truth these days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.